Hey folks, it's good to see you. I have to read this off the screen. I am building this particular music teaching system because it does not exist. I've been playing music for 30 years now, and I would definitely say that it has been a rocky path. And I feel that I definitely was not a naturally gifted musician. So basically, I fumbled around in the dark for 25 years because everyone teaches music the same way. And it never made sense trying to be taught because learning properly seemed to be too much talking and not enough playing. Over the last few years, I've started studying music theory on my own, and that has turned me from a mediocre musician to being a way better musician than I ever thought I could be. The trick for me has been to really understand the major key and forget absolutely everything else. I believe that learning to figure out a song by ear is way less guesswork than you could ever imagine. It's all about having a methodology and a reliable technique to go about it. Understanding the major key eliminates a whole lot of guesswork because of its concrete and permanent structure. I believe that if you take a little bit of time to listen to me and my approach to this, that you will find yourself really understanding what bad notes are and how to easily avoid them completely. And you will gain confidence from this when you go out and sing or perform, that your notes all hit strong and good with great confidence. Over the next couple of months, I plan on producing the videos and a music theory information pack that fully illustrates every aspect of the techniques I use daily as a musician. My vision is to build a music learning program that I wished I came across when I was 18, which was 30 years ago. Probably a lot older than I look. This is the first music lesson video I've made to hit the airwaves, and I'm starting a little bit out of order. I have a very specific technique to find the major key of a song in about 15 seconds, any song, even if I've never heard the song before. I plan on releasing a very detailed video and explanation of that precise technique I use very soon. But for now, as far as this video goes, I have a custom table chart diagram that goes along with this video on my Pinterest. I will put the link down in the description. The information contained in that diatonic table chart are all the secrets that hit makers use every day in their recording studios to write and record $1 million tracks. I can figure out and learn any song on earth in just about under an hour, even if I've never heard the song before. Watch this video and I will show you exactly how. Alright guys, right now I'm going to try to do a tutorial about how I figure out a song by ear. The song that I'm going to figure out right now is Justin Bieber, Intentions, or I'll show you. Justin Bieber, I'll show you. So, hopefully, I'll be able to show you how to play Justin Bieber's I'll Show You. Pop music is usually fairly simple. Everything is the major key. I'm a huge proponent of major keys and major keys only. People start talking about minor keys, and then they start going into the modes, and find that's really confusing and totally disadvantageous in every way fashionable, because every mode is just a major scale. I'll explain that some other time. Right now, pull up Justin Bieber. The reason why I say that pop music is fairly simple is because it's usually a verse, chorus, verse type of situation. So, and then each part, when you take this is usually how a pop song is formed. There's a verse and there's a chorus or a hook. Chorus and a hook are sort of synonymous. So usually a pop song is a verse, then a chorus, then a verse, then a chorus, then a bridge, then an outro, or repeat one of the earlier parts. So that's what I mean by simple. It's usually, in each part, like a verse is probably 3 or 4 chords. The chorus is going to be 3 or 4 chords. Each section is going to only be 3 or 4 chords almost all the time. Another reason why I say it's pretty simple is because it usually always follows perfectly to a thing known as the Diatonic Chord Progression Scale, which is tied to the major key. As far as when you look at a major key, there's a certain structure to it that will always exist. It's like a mathematical formula that you cannot alter. And that's what I mean by music in general is like that. You can only play certain notes, really only 7 notes and different combinations of those 7 notes. So, but it all depends on who you talk to. If you talk to somebody who only knows how to do leads, like practices Jimi Hendrix a lot, he'll probably talk to you differently than I would. I'm a chord player. I'm a song. I like pop songs. I like song structures. I like the lyrics mainly. I like the story within the lyrics. That's the part that bonds me to a song. First, I like the way it sounds. And then it becomes to a point where I start listening to the lyrics because I like the way it sounds. And then usually when I hear the lyrics and they have meaning that relates to me, that's what really draws me into a song eternally. It brings that whole atmosphere of like, you listen to it now all summer long, and then 2 years from now, you'll remember this summer because that was a song you were jamming to that summer. So all that nostalgia and stuff like that, and those songs that you end up keep going back to for the rest of your life, that so many of us, use sort of for like therapy and just to feel silent sometimes. Right, so I don't have a pick. I don't care. Okay, so the first thing we need to do is try and determine the key. I'm going to start. I always use guitar. I could use a keyboard, but I'm more comfortable guitar. My goal as a musician was always to be a great guitar player, and I want to play guitar and sing. It's only until recently that it became the same thing when I started learning music theory properly, that it's like, whoa, it's way easier on a keyboard to play a keyboard because of the fact that these strings, they cut your fingers. The keyboard is really easy, just big plastic keys. You put your finger on it, you can just use one finger, any finger you want, and just anyone, like a cat can play a piano, a cat can't play this. It would sound terrible. I guess, I don't know. What do y'all think? Do you think cats could probably play a piano better or guitar better? If I actually ever post this, put the comments in the bottom. As far as cats' musical skills, do you think probably piano, right? Anyway, all right, I'll show you Justin Bieber. So it starts with determining the key of the song. This is the secret to everything. I have a method for finding the key of a song fairly quickly. It usually works almost 100% of the time, but nothing is foolproof. So sometimes songs play with music theory more than others, and it gets a little bit technical, and that's kind of the secret. I'm not going to go into that right now. So first thing I'm going to do is find the key of the song. What the key of a song basically means that, let me make sure this thing's recording. Yeah. You probably can see me, right? I hope I'm not talking to nothing. All right, cool. So, 1 second. Sure. Okay, so now, songs I'll show you. You start at the beginning of the song, just play it through. When you find the major key, it means that you'll have 7 notes. And any of those 7 notes, you can play any one randomly practically, because it's like a mathematical formula. There's 7 notes. If you find the right 7 notes, you play those 7 notes, combination up and down the scale, and you can't go wrong. Literally, you can just play any of those 7 notes randomly, and that's when you know you are in the major scale of that particular song, is that when you play any of those 7 notes, it fits with the entire song, the verse, chorus, everything. Unless it's a more complicated song where the songwriter is purposely playing and manipulating major key theory. You have to know major key theory though first in order to learn how to manipulate it. So major key, really the key to everything. If you want to get more advanced in music, you have to learn the major key first, because being more advanced basically means that you can manipulate those rules in a certain way that sounds better than just sticking to those 7 notes. You can add extra notes in there, but you have to do it expertly. Otherwise, you sound like crap, and Randy Jackson on American Idol will say, hey, she sounds pitchy. Anyways, so let's get started. First, I'm going to find the major key. I'm not going to explain it. I'm just going to do this as quickly as possible at this point. This is the major key of it. Turns out to be a C, which is a here or here, which is also here. So this is the test. That quickly, I found my major key, I believe. And the major key exists here. This is the root note. It's a C. So it's re, mi, fa, so, la, ti, do. Re, mi, fa, so, la, ti, do. That's the major scale. Starting from C, do, re, mi, fa, so, la, ti, do, do, re, mi, fa, so, la, ti, do, do, re, mi, fa, so, la, ti, do. And then if you start at do, I said there's 7 notes in the major scale. You start at do, you count 7. 1, 2, 3, 4. Wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Do, re, mi, fa, so, la, ti, do. Do, re, mi, fa, so, la, ti, do. Once you get to the do, take note of that. It starts at do and it ends on do. So when you say do, re, mi, fa, so, la, ti, do, that's do, re, mi, fa, so, la, ti. Now we're at 7. I said there's 7 notes in the major scale, but we started with do, and guess what? At the end of the major scale is another do. So that's 8. And you hear the word octave sometimes. It becomes very valuable because 8 is 1, is the same one. That's the octave. That's the same note. So it's like, this is a 1. This is the same note here, here, here. This is an octave higher. This is a C here. If I count to here, that's an octave higher, same note. There's also a C here. Wait, here. There's a C here. So the notes just repeat a lot, and I'll talk about that later on. Let's figure out. I know it's C. This is right here. That's a C. Okay, so I'll show this in another video, but I'll show you. I'll let the song play a little bit, and I'll just mess around in the C major scale, and let's see how it sounds. I don't know yet. I don't know if it's right. Let me try again. Seems right. So let's keep going. Yeah. Okay, so now I have a feeling it's in the key of C, but you see, music is about creativity. So there's a lot of, when you hear good music, it's usually the artists, songwriters doing something pretty cool with the music. And it's hard to do something cool with music. That's what separates, millionaire pop makers between, just average Joes that go to the local music store and just, shum around as a hobby. So yeah, so once you get into a song, you're usually going to start opening up, like, interesting things. And every time you learn a new song, figure it out, especially when you learn how to figure it out by ear yourself. Every time you learn a song, you learn a lot more about music theory, because you're getting into the songwriter's head. You really are. Getting in the songwriter's head, whatever that brilliant person that made a lot of money off of that track, they did something real good there that's hard for normal people to do. So it's hard to stand out. Anyone can play an instrument. Anyone can play a keyboard. Cat can play a keyboard, I guess. But so at this point, I'm just going to start figuring out the song parts. I think it's in the key of C, and it'll come together as I start to actually pin down the actual bass notes for each part. This is the secret. All you need is the single bass note. Literally, if there's a bass in the piano or if there's a bass guitar, this is what we need. Nothing else. Just the one bass note, because the difference between guitar and bass is that when you play guitar, you play multiple strings at once. You let multiple strings run together. Together. But when you play bass, it's all about one note and stopping that note before you start another one. Each note plays individual by itself. You have to stop one note before you start the other one. So it's so you just play one note at a time, and you figure out how to stop the noise between and just play one note at a time when you're playing bass. But the guitar is all about letting open strings and playing more strings than once at a time. So that's what part I'm starting now. We're going to start at the beginning, I guess, but I don't know. I ended up at the chorus and started to find some notes. So let's just play it again and see what happens. Okay, so that much right there. I just heard a keyboard going dun, dun, dun. That's it already. So I'm going to write these notes down. This would be an E. I'm going to write those notes down definitely right. So this is an E. That's a C. And this is a F. So I've got E, C, F. I'm going to write that down in Notepad. E, C, F. Start a new note. And this is it. It's all about taking notes. I'm telling you, if you think your rock star is about just rocking and then getting chicks and, doing drugs, no, you got to work. Most of my music, most of my work is on a computer. When I'm figuring out songs and anything I do, I need a computer. I'm on the computer a lot. I'm putting the lyrics down, laying that on a notepad or somewhere. I usually do it in Illustrator, and then I put the chords over it. There's a whole process, and it has a lot to do with paperwork and stuff. And a lot of people think that just like a guy shows up with the cards just playing, but it's not me. I use a music stand, and I have a lot of notes. That's how I learn. I've known millions of songs. I could play any song in the world. How am I going to remember just 2 or 3 songs that I need to perform for tonight? It's about notes. So let's start taking some notes. I'm going to write down Justin Bieber. I'll show you. All right. Now the title, so I can search for it later. I'm going to write down ECF. I'm going to put a verse. Sounds like a verse to me. He goes right into singing, and that part still goes. So I'm going to write verse ECF. That's good for now. Got the verse. I think it just keeps repeating. So let me make sure that I'm just going to sit here and do ECF, make sure that works, and see how long that works now, because the verse will usually repeat 3 chords or 4 chords. Here I've got 3 notes that will eventually be chords later on in this process, shortly from now. So I'm going to play the song again, and I'm going to, let's see here, play the song again, and I'm going to play ECF, see how long that works. Okay. I just heard an alteration there. I heard sometimes, a lot of times actually in pop songs, you're going to have an alternating. So it'll be like an E, C, F, and then it'll be like an E, C in another note, and then repeat that pattern, E, C, F, and E, C in the other note. So that's in my eye or something. Yeah. So let's see here. I think it's E, C, F, and then E, C, and then another note. So I got to try and pinpoint that other note if it's an alternating note, because I think I have to switch back and forth between E, C, F, and then E, C, and another note. Let's see what that is. Okay, I'm a little confused now. Okay, because Justin Bieber has a lot of money from his music, and there's a lot of stuff going on. There's a lot of money spent on this recording, a lot of experts doing a lot of things to make this sound the way it does, and for him to make a lot of money with it, and it sounds great, right? So, I'm gonna take a break for a second. It's a little confusing. I'm hearing like some chords, and I'm having a hard time finding the bass note of it. So I'm not sure if I want to continue with this part. I might jump to a chorus and then come back, because it might give me some hints. Let's try this. That's definitely whatever that is. That's F. We'll talk about that later. What the notes are, if you don't know them yet, I'll have it. I'll figure out some way. I'll put something up where all the notes are on a keyboard and a guitar. So I'm not sure what part this is. I'm kind of confused right now by the song, but I feel good. This F is good. Let's get this part. There was a walking. So this is it. I think it's F, D, A, F, D, A. Oh man, my song just switched or something over here. The wrong thing. Come on, man, where'd it go? There we go. Come on, buddy. Here we go. Yeah, it ends on a C. I know I got that part. And this is a good way to go about it. If you have a little bit of trouble in one part, oftentimes it helps me figure out the rest. So this part, I know it is the pre-chorus. That's what I feel like. There's always, usually pop songs, it'll fit into some type of known name. Sometimes it can vary. I'm going to call this pre-chorus right now. I think I'm done with this part. I think I've got that locked in as far as the bass notes only go. F, B. This is it. So this is the chorus to land the pre-chorus. Okay, so it's hard to explain. So that's kind of why I'm doing this video. I'm 47. I've been playing music for about 30 years. So if this seems crazy to you, it is kind of crazy. I remember when I started doing this, I never thought I could do this. And the secret to it has been understand the major key in music theory. If you understand the major key in music theory just a little bit, and what I mean by music theory is just the major key. And that's what I'm here to teach, just the major key. All the secrets of music lie within the major key. So this is the majority of the song. Like a lot of songs today, like a lot of rap songs, like I love Roddy Ricch. And a lot of Roddy Ricch songs, partly what makes him incredibly brilliant is he could take a four chords and play a song the whole way through without any change almost in the music. He'll change up his verse rap style and his chorus rap style, and he'll turn that one loop, a 4-chord loop, into an entire song just because he's so talented and creative vocally. That's artistry. The man deserves his money. It's really hard to do that. Just take 4 chords and make millions of dollars off of it with your words that you put over it. So a lot of people say they don't like rap. A lot of people say they don't like country or whatever. Music's music. It's like once you start getting into genres and stuff like that, that's just a bunch of sophisticated people trying to make themselves sound important and like they know something. Here to tell you, 30-year musician, all you need to know is the major theory so far. If that changes, I will let you know, and it could change. I might figure out something about the modes, and I've experimented with the modes a lot, and so far, no change to this theory. If you talk to anybody else, they will start talking to you about the modes, Phrygian and Lydian and all this stuff, and I'll explain it further. How all that fits just into the major scale itself. It's not any more than one thing. It's just a major scale. It's just using it differently, starting and ending on a different root note. It's still the same major scale. It's weird, and really, I find that people are trying to confuse you. People that play music probably don't want you to know how easy it is. Honestly, so FDAC is most of the song. I know. I'm gonna start from that part since I feel pretty good about that, and see if going back into the verse now, if it helps me nail down the notes. Yeah, let's try that. That's what I need to figure out. I have a feeling that's it. I played a lot of gospel and stuff like that, and rock and blues are all the same. I grew up in basically rock and blues, Southern American rock and blues, and also the variations that like Radiohead took with it. Radiohead and all the British bands, Pink Floyd, they really study the Southern American rock greats. Jimi Hendrix, everybody knows Jimi Hendrix, and Muddy Waters, blues, American black men in the South, slaves that were freed and stuff like that had these singing skills and musical skills that, got their hands on instruments and started writing stuff like and singing about their lives. I believe for therapy. Music is my therapy. Some people think I need therapy, but I'm like, no, I just need some free time every once in a while to play as much music as I can. I think so, because that's when I find peace. Like making this video right now, it's really nice just to sit here and try and focus on this for a second and just concentrate on this one thing. And I feel we've already gotten pretty far. At the end of that chorus, I think they do a little, like a finishing note. I'm not going to worry about that right now. I'm going to try and figure out this verse, and I think it's just, I think that's it.
that's it. Let me just try and run that through. I'll get the notes down. I mean, I'm going by ear. I don't even really pay attention to note names and stuff. All the frets look the same. This note is the same as this note. I find the note by ear, and then I do the math and figure out what note is that. I mean, literally, I don't know really the name of the notes. I just go by ear. You can kind of hear when it's pitchy, when you go. See that when see these three notes right here? I can play that, sounds good. If I play the two notes between it with those three notes, this is what pitchy means. Okay, I'll play those same three notes and I'll add this one. Yeah, it sounds off. It's the same way with this one. If I touch this one. Every time I hit that note right there between these two notes, it don't sound with these other three. That's what I'm talking about. Like, there's a lot of rules to this, and you know, once you find these three notes, you know that you can't hit these two, otherwise it's going to sound terrible. Just the way music works and the way our ears work and the way our brain processes sound. We want to hear, it's called intervals. Certain intervals sound pleasant to our ears, especially in the Western world. It's called the major scale. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. Those words, do, re, mi, they're not really words. They're just like generic sounds to represent the major scale. Do, re, mi. So it's not like if you can't just do do, re, mi like monotone. That's not the major scale. If I just go do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. That's just you mumbling, basically. If I put the notes with it, the intervals, the separation between the notes, which means just the space between the notes, and when I don't hit the spaces, the wrong spaces in between, and then so it becomes the mumble do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, to put the notes with it. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, re, mi, fa. And then it's generic. You can move that around. There's 12 different spots for it. It gets confusing, but it's actually really easy. Just stick with me. Trust me. All right, let's go. I think I got it. That's definitely going to work for now. It's just a descending, and then go this one. So I'm going to write this down now. It's a F. Oh no. This is an A, G, F. I'm going to go back up here to the chorus. I had E, C, F before. For some reason, I think this is the same as the beginning. And I feel better about this. The other time, you see, you could, if actually at the beginning, part of the reason why I advanced into the song was because at the beginning, this was used as the intro. And there was no bass note there. So it was hard to figure out the bass notes from the intro because there wasn't really a bass note. The intro, it's kind of just the keyboards alone, the higher end of the keyboard, if you can follow me. And so that's why it makes more sense to me now why I would go later in the song, because now in this part of the song, there's a bass always going through the song to back up Justin Bieber's vocal work. So I'm pretty sure I got it locked in now, 100%. And I think this is most of the song now. So that's A, G, F. I was wrong. Okay, so it's A, G, F. Let me put my glasses on. Let's log this in. A, G, F. And then I think it's put a dash, A, G, F. And then I got A, C, F, A, C, F. This is probably the whole song. I don't know how long it took, but the camera's been running, so we'll know by that. Right now it's Wednesday, 2:46 a.m. I often work in the dark at night when it's peaceful. When it's peaceful, nobody's bothering me. So let's see here. A, G, F, A, C, F. Let's try this from the beginning like this. AGF. It'll work. So now it'll work. Now we go to F. D, A, C is the three chords. We go to D. Okay, that's wrong. Uh-oh, what just happened there? Rewind. The intro sounds good. That part's done. Let's go right here. Back at the bridge. We go to F. This isn't right. This is it for sure. That's what I need. I know just by ear. That's it. So I don't even know what notes these are. I'm serious. It's kind of crazy. Like, I don't know what I'm doing. So where did I just go by ear? Now I got to figure out what notes these are and write them down. That's it for sure. Like I said, just playing through the parts somehow, you know, you start to, I don't know, like metamorphosize it. I don't know. It's kind of hard. I gotta be honest. Kind of know what I'm doing. Kind of, I don't know. Okay, look. Let's write these notes down. F, D, A. Well, it is the same notes. Okay, so I wrote it down right. Okay, so I verified it. I just ended up higher on the scale, an octave up. You know, it depends on the different parts. They might be playing some things. This is probably most of the song. I probably just figured it all out. How long has this been running? Am I even in frame? I don't know. What does it say? This is 35 minutes right now. 35 minutes? I would have said 20. But I stopped a couple times and was just chatting about things. So let's see here. Try from the beginning. AGF. AGCF. AGF. ACF. And the next bar starts FDAC. D, A, and C. Still repeat. A, C. F, D, A, C, F. D. I told you messing up. Hard to go from the F to the D for some reason. That's a weird move. This F to the D, straight to a D is so far away. That's cool. Then back to AGF. So yeah, definitely under an hour. And this will be probably precise in a second with 2 chords. Go to F, D, A, C. I got this now. D. It's just 4 notes repeating, FDAC. I'm gonna play the song the whole way through. So don't act like you know me, because you never will. There's one thing that I know for sure, I'll show you. Keep repeating. I'll show you. I'll show you. I'll show you. I'm made out of steel. Nothing human, but forget that I'm real. So don't act like you know me, because you never will. There's one thing that I know for sure, I'll show you. I'll show you. It ends on a C. Okay, guys, that's it. Now, I'm gonna put end on a C. Okay, guys, so yeah, it doesn't take that long. Now this should kind of work like magic at this point. But make sure that it probably is in the key of C. And you know, it's why like I don't know, music theory is cool. I mean, like I think it's in the key of C, and it only has like one C in it. Kind of got the song in my head. I'm going to play it lightly and play that scale a little bit. Play it a little bit. Play it a little bit quieter. Play the music quieter. Kind of jam with the scale, a C scale, C major. So you probably can't hear it over the phone that well. I mean, on the camera phone, but I can tell, I can hear it. I mess around with any note right there. I could just, and that's what's funny about leads. I'm telling you something for real. Like lead playing, once you do this just a little bit, it's kind of a joke because like you could just play any of the 7 notes and it sounds good. Like one time I was. I'm just playing, that last note probably wasn't the right note. Yeah, that was a bad note, but yeah, it's kind of easy to hear the bad note. And then once you just, it's a simple pattern really, the major scale. So then you and blues like. What you can do with 4 notes of the major scale. So, boom. All right, so this song is in the key of C, C major. I think we got all our notes. So now, it should be real easy using my technique to find the full chords. So I need to grab the Diatonic Chord Chart. Where would that be? Let's look at my notes now. See what this is. See what I'm saying? So much paperwork, right? No, this song turned out to be, real easy. A lot of modern pop songs are, which is actually pretty cool because a lot of times, what was I going to say? I believe it kind of speaks for the genius of the songwriter, the vocalist. He writes a lot of his own stuff, so Justin Bieber does, and he kind of earns his money. I mean, I'm a huge fan. Obviously, I wouldn't be working on the song if I didn't like him at all. So yeah, I'm a huge fan. But yeah, this is it. This is what it looks like. The paperwork on this one. A lot of times it gets crazy though. Like I worked on "Stairway to Heaven" recently by Led Zeppelin, and it's all guitar work, and I challenged myself and converted the guitar lines into keyboard lines, all into keyboard chords, and man, it was weird. But I learned a lot from that process, taking Jimmy Page's guitar lines that he wrote that song from, "Stairway to Heaven," and taking them over to a keyboard. Playing the guitar on the keyboard was an interesting process. I learned a lot from that. All right, I think I just repeated myself. So check it out. This is what the notes look like on this one. I'm serious. A lot of times it's way worse. All right, so now here's what I'm going to do. By memory, I'm just going to do this quick. Key, C. Okay, I'm just going to do this quick. In the key of C, C is the only key with no flats and no sharps. So basically, it's just the alphabet from C, D, E, F, G, and then back to A, B, and then back to C. So I'm going to write that down. And I'm also going to apply, depending on your major key, the major key has minors. Every major key has 3 minors. They always fall in the same place. I'm going to write that down now. So basically, it starts like this. The first position of the Diatonic Chord Progression Chart, because I'm going for chords now. I'm not going to go into this too much. There's just majors and minors mainly. There's this thing called a diminish. I'm not going to confuse you. Mainly, we're talking about the majors and minors. That's probably what we're really looking for. So, in the key of C, the chords that it tie directly to the key of C major, if you use the chords of that key, the first position is a C. The second position is an A, and it's going to be a minor. The second position is going to be a B, and it's going to be a minor. The fourth and fifth positions are both majors. So that's going to be A, B, wait, C, D. My bad. This is going to be a D minor. C, D, E minor. Just the alphabet in order. C, D, E minor. Now we're going to have an F and a G major. So just the F and a G, capital. And how many notes do we have? After G, we're going to start back at the top of the alphabet. Sixth position is going to be A minor. And now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 notes. We need one more, which is going to be a B. And I'm going to write here DIM for diminished, the 7th position of every major scale. And so this is sort of what I'm getting at. I could put the numbers under here, and you'll get 1, 2, 3. The F, we'll put a 4. And the G, put a 5. Right here, we'll put a 6. And then here's your 7th note, 7. And then we would start back at 1, which would be a C again. Okay, so now here's what I do. Depending on this, I just go ahead and add my minors to this. So an A is a minor up in this scale. So I'm going to go ahead and make that an A minor. The G up here is a major, and the F is a major. This is another A minor. And now, that part's done, I believe. Pre-chorus. An F in this is a major, D is a minor. I'm going to go ahead and just for consistently change this to a capital D. I'm going to put a minor. The A in the scale we already know is an A minor. So every D in this is going to be a minor. If you see an A, you need to make it a minor. This is the Diatonic Chord Chart. I will have links
to my paperwork so you can just download them and you'll have all the cheat sheets. Okay, and now we end with a C. This is C major scale, so of course the C chord is going to be a major chord. I'll go ahead and make this capital C too. Now, this should be the song. And I'm just going to try and play it now. So the camera back up here. And I'm going to play the full chords on the guitar and let's see if it sounds right. So the A is now not going to be a single bass note A. It's going to be an A minor chord. The G isn't going to be a single G. It's going to be a G major chord, which means 3 notes played at once, an A minor chord. Every diatonic chord is a 3-note chord, or a triad for 3-note chord, triad chord. So A minor is 3 chords. Anyways, I'm just going to play this, and I think I'm done. It'll probably sound pretty good. You just use the diatonic chord chart to assign your minors to the bass notes that are minors. I don't even know if that made sense there. But I'm just going to play this. Let's see if it sounds something like the song, and then I'm probably going to cut this video for done. Let's give these minors a shot here. Woo, fun. Learning to play guitar is a little bit about taking notes, you see? See me? I hope so. All right. Still don't have a pick around here. Oh well. All right, here we go. My life is a movie, and everyone's watching. So let's go to the good part and get past all the noises. Oh, I know it's hard to do the right thing. The pressure's coming down like lightning. It seems like they want to be perfect. But can't they see that I'm hurting? My life's not a movie. I'm not made out of steel. Don't act like you know. Don't forget that I'm real. Tell me you know me, 'cause you never will. But there's one thing that I know for sure. Said I'll show you da 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 All right, that's it really. Yep, for the most part. And then you go and look at your diatonic chord chart and take your bass notes, assign your majors to your majors, and assign your minors to your minors. I know it's kind of difficult, so and know that I'm hurting. It's like they want me to be perfect. Inside, can you see that I'm hurting? My life ain't a movie. I ain't made out of steel. We're acting human. Don't forget that I'm real.
So don't act like you know me, because you never will. But if there's one thing that I know for sure, it's that I'll show you. That's it, guys. Thanks for watching.
Thank you for watching this video. I really hope it helps some of you by giving you the best way to go about this earlier on in your music learning careers. Please like and/or follow and subscribe if this helps any of you any. Thanks for watching. I hope that you and everyone that you love and care about are happy and healthy.